So the add dates subprocedure inserts a column and adds a specific date. But what I want to do is I want to change this code that we're not referring always to the 1st of November 2000. I actually want that to be a variable. I want the user to be able to put in any particular date that they want shown in column A. So because the date will vary, it is a variable. So we're going to add a dim statement to our code. I'm going to click in the subprocedure add dates and just take out this apostrophe, and I'll put a dim statement, and I'll declare my date as a date. So the variable is called my date. And then I want to gather the date from the user. So I want an input box to pop up and ask the user what is the date that's to be entered in column A. So I'll say my date equals input box, open bracket, and then with double quotes I put a prompt, and the prompt will be enter the date in day, month, year format, and that's what I want to pop up. And then further down where it actually says that it puts this particular date in, I'm going to take that out and ask it instead to not put that date in, but to instead put in my date. So we're declaring my date as a date. It's a variable because it could vary every time this code runs. And then we're saying my date is equal to an input box that pops up and asks the user to enter a date in the following format. And then that date will be assigned to that variable. And then later on, when we actually select the range to be populated, it'll populate it with my date, which is whatever they inputted earlier. So let's just test this. If I click on the import file subprocedure and I press F5, what I want to do is run that subprocedure and bring in December 2000. So I choose that file and open. So December 2000 is brought in. Then I want to fill labels, so I click in this subprocedure and press F5, and that automatically fills in the labels. Then I go to this subprocedure, add dates, and I start to walk through it, or I could just run it. If I just run it, I'll press F5, and what happens is the input box pops up here, and it asks them for a date. So I'll go, okay, I want the 1st of the 12th, 2000, December, and I'll click OK. And that just automatically puts in the date. And I can actually just increase this column width so I can see it. But if I want to step through this, I might just delete column A just by right-clicking the column letter A and hitting delete. And instead what I'll do is I'll step through this code here. So if I go F8, I start to step. Now at this point, when I go F8, it asks me for a date. So if I go the 1st of the 12th, 2000, and I click OK, I can now rest on any instance of my date, and it tells me what my date is equal to. And so because I've given it the 1st of the 12th, that variable at this point in time is equal to the 1st of the 12th. If I wanted to change my mind, I can grab this little yellow arrow and lift it back up, and then press F8 to run that again. And I might go the 1st of the 11th, 2000. When I click OK and rest on my date, it's now equal to the 1st of the 11th. If I reverse the arrow back up again and press F8, I can run that statement again and put the 1st of the 12th and OK. And now the variable is equal to the 1st of the 12th. And so I can just press F8 and watch it populate the column. And finally F8 again. And I can just widen that column. So now we've created a variable and an input box and got whatever they put to that variable to be populated in column A.